I'm so glad spring is sprung so we can frolic in the park again.
Why are you like this?
I got the scoop that this ice cream shop is the best in town.
Hello, gentlemen. How can I help you?
Wow, you really seem to have chilled out, Mr. Freeze.
Well, now that Jake has broken the ice, I'd like to try some of those wonderful flavors.
Can you please stop with the jokes? I'm trying to make an honest living.
Didn't you have an ice cream truck?
Yes.
What happened? It break down a rocky road?
Hey, Frozone, how do you keep it so cool in here?
Can you chill out with the jokes?
No.
I can't say it was nice to meet you.
And welcome back to Super Sons, the podcast where we talk about DC Comics, 2 stories at a time. I'm Jake, and back as always with my brother Dan. Dan, how are you today?
You're a little flustered.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, we're moving, so I'm actually recording standing up with my laptop on top of my microwave and my mic on top of the fridge because I'm 6'2". It's kind of hard.
You also have a very small fridge.
I mean, it's normal size for normal people.
True.
You're also extremely tall, too.
Yeah, that's true. But your cats like to hang out up there.
Yeah. So we just wanted to let you guys know this episode, the quality may drop because Jake has been working on a plethora of 5-page papers, and I am in the middle of a move, so we had to switch up this episode at the last minute. And I was walking...
Yeah, we were originally going to give you guys the Flash, but that's not what's happening this week.
Correct.
We might never give you the Flash.
I was walking
just like,
home...
You know, the movies.
Oh, we're holding out like Warner.
Just like Ezra Miller.
You get off on withholding. Yeah, so I was walking home the other day and it was really warm outside. So of course my brain went right to Mr. Freeze and I'm thinking about him. So that's what we're doing this episode on. One of my favorite Batman bad guys as of recently.
Yeah. I mean, I remember these episodes a little better than I thought I did.
Yeah, rewatching them, Batman the Animated Series is like unfucking touchable.
Oh yeah,
it's really good. Like way better than I remember.
Yeah, like if you go back and watch any of the other ones, they don't really hold up.
Yeah,
like I was watching Spider-Man one day and I was really upset. I was like, this isn't what I remember.
Or X-Men.
But then again. Yeah, that's what But that's what happens when you actively make an arc, and it's not like contained stories in one episode.
Yeah,
like the medium you can do a long running story, but you have to. It can't be like every single thing ties into that. Everything has to tie into that. It has to build up. It just kind of was one long story in those, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, well, especially going back and trying to do it piece by piece like we're doing. Batman Beyond did not hold up to what I thought it would, but except the theme song. The theme song intro is so much better than I remember because, like, I'm seeing, like, the violence, chaos. I was like, damn, coming at me with the fucking...
this wasn't the best Batman Beyond episode.
Yeah, no, it's not like the top because the best Batman Beyond episode is Epilogue from Justice League Unlimited.
Oh, that's a real good episode of Justice League Unlimited.
So today we're talking about Mr. Freeze.
Wait. Also, I watched Justice League vs. the Fatal Five, and it was real good. It's real good. I cried a little bit. I
have not had time to watch that. I think the only show that I've kept up with is Game of Thrones. So,
yeah, I haven't watched that this season yet. Yet this season. That's how you phrase that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So,
all I know is that Arya gets it on.
Yeah, and Tormund comes back, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, no. It's nothing really spoiler that's been talked about yet.
Yeah, nothing has really happened. Next week is when the shit hits the fan. Speaking of winter
unless
coming...
you really wanted to see Maisie Williams get fucked.
You ruined it. You ruined the winter's coming, moving into Mr. Freeze. This is our one chance to link up goddamn Game of Thrones and Batman and get all the SEOs, but you had to talk about Maisie Williams getting banged again.
I mean, some of them was coming in that. We might have to cut this part.
Nope, I'm not cutting it. I want people to know the piece of shit you are. So, Mr. Freeze.
Cut it.
Mr. Freeze. I think the biggest issue is that everyone knows Mr. Freeze because of Batman and Robin. And that movie was a mess.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's your favorite movie, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Watch it every weekend.
I actually have, I don't know. No, it's not Batman and Robin. It's Batman Forever. I bought the McDonald's cups from that. You know, the ones with Robin and Batman on them that are like see-through?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went ahead and bought this.
You've bought... What have you bought recently? That was recent, wasn't it?
No, that was one night we were playing Masks, and we got off on a tangent, and somehow I got onto the internet, and, you know, one thing leads to another, and I buy weird shit.
Yeah. You buy a lot of things.
Yeah.
Just like how you bought me the entire run of the question.
Yeah, except issue fucking 14.
Yeah, I'll find it. But also, guys, that was my graduation present, even though I haven't graduated yet.
Yeah, I didn't want it to get ruined in the move because they're all like in nice condition. So let's get back to Mr. Freeze. Before Batman the Animated Series, did he have a backstory at all, or was it just?
I think he may. I think I saw an issue around this time that he was in, but I don't really think, other than like the Mr. Zero stuff, where he's, you know, kind of pathetic. It's very different now. Yeah. Like it's completely different.
Yeah. So
but also, well, if any of you guys jumped on in the New 52, like anybody who's listening to us and is a reader, and not people we're trying to convince to read because you're already reading, so you're just doing this to get, you know, a little caught up or some bullshit. I don't know. I'm out of it. But the New 52 version of Mr. Freeze sucks.
That was the longest way of going around to getting to say that the New 52 Mr. Freeze sucks. He sucks.
Yeah, well, but yeah, I'm a pretty big defender of the New 52.
All right, back to this. So the Mr. Freeze origin story actually...
he's got a mohawk, and Nora's not his wife.
All right, moving on. So the original, like the big origin story that everyone knows, comes from Batman the Animated Series. So one of the episodes we're covering is that one. So we wanted to do it with bookends. We do it with the start of Mr. Freeze's time in the I guess, the Tim universe, the Bruce Timm universe, and the end of his time in the Bruce Timm universe. So we're covering an episode of Batman the Animated Series and an episode of Batman Beyond. So let's...
and before we get into the summaries and the creative teams, let's go over the voice actors, because there's a lot of overlap.
Mm-hmm. So, voice actors. Batman / Bruce Wayne is Kevin Conroy for both shows. Kevin Conroy is Batman. That's it. Batman, Terry McGinnis, Will Freddy.
Friedel.
Friedel? Oh, yeah.
Will Friedel.
Will Friedel.
Eric Matthews.
Who?
Boy Meets World.
Oh, I never watched that show. Mr. Freeze, Michael Ansara. Ansara? Both. Alfred is Ephraim Zimbalist Jr.
See, that looks like the hardest name, but it's the easiest thing to pronounce.
Yeah. Dr. Stephanie Lake, Linda Hamilton. Ferris Boyle, Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill voices the Joker. He is also a little known bitch wine boy, Luke Skywalker. Could you imagine? Let's get him one day. Let's just talk to him, but not like about this stuff. Let's like talk to him about like some shit that like he doesn't want to bring up. And then Derek Powers is Sherman Howard. So the first episode we're starting with is Heart of Ice, directed by Bruce Timm and written by Paul Dini, from Batman the Animated Series, one of the greatest cartoons of all time. While things like Spider-Man and X-Men were going on, Batman the Animated Series was telling stories that stand alone and hold up from the test of time. They're beautifully drawn on black cardboard paper.
Yeah, that's the best part about it.
Mm-hmm. Because it was too dark for them to use regular paper, so they used black cardboard.
Yeah, so they used light colors. Mm-hmm. I think I was reading. I was double checking that earlier today. I was like, they did black paper, right? And turns out they were also painting it.
Oh, I didn't know that part. Yeah, so it's like if you see a Bruce Timm look, you know it's a Bruce Timm look. He did this. He did Justice League. He did Superman as the Animated Adventures. Yeah. He did Justice League Unlimited. Yeah. He did
all of them. He did all of them.
He's the big dog. Now
it's interesting to look at how his visually through each series, his Batman is different.
Yeah. I think he's still kind of an asshole in all of them, though.
Well, yeah, no. Okay, as much as we all love Kevin Conroy's Batman, the animated series universe Batman is also really sleazy.
Yeah. But let's get to the episode.
Yeah.
The episode opens with Mr. Freeze talking to a ballerina music box, which is also a snow globe, talking about this is how he'd always remember her and pledges revenge with a cold pun. We find out during the specified hottest August on record, there's a spree of ice-related crimes at GothCorp, which is not the parent company of Hot Topic, but instead an industrial giant that is run out of Gotham City. All attacked.
You didn't read these before.
Nope. All attacked, Good. But a sad boy with a freeze. All attacked by a sad boy with a freeze ray, Victor Freeze.
Another note was supposed to be by
Jake. Jake wrote these summaries, and I'm going to read them word for word.
I did them really quick, and you said you were going to edit them, and you never did.
Yeah, well, I didn't get home from the train till like 6:30.
Well, that's not my fault. You could have done it on the train. I texted them to you.
Yeah, I couldn't do it on the train when I'm standing up. So we're just going to read them as is. So sorry for any Jakeisms. In a car chase.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Just because... Oh, you son of a bitch. I didn't even know I was going to write this one.
Yeah. In a car chase, Batman goes after Freeze and his goons, but is run off the road thanks to the freeze gun. And so Mr. Freeze pushes his gun out of a slot in the back of this armored truck and freezes the road. So this armored truck has pretty much just been outfitted for Mr. Freeze's freeze ray, not a weapon, just the gun he holds. Because the top opens like a tank, but it turns just so he can put his hand out and shoot it.
Yeah, when I was writing this, I couldn't really find any other, because I was writing these as I was watching them. So I was like, okay, I'll get that note real quick. So that's why there's all these typos. But I also found it was really annoying that, because you're writing about Mr. Freeze in this, you have to be like, oh, he's gonna freeze this. He's got a freeze gun. And I'm like, oh, and then right afterwards, oh, Mr. Freeze uses his freeze ray.
The word freeze is in this script 48 times, just a heads up. So Batman comes to the place where Mr. Freeze is robbing. They get in a kind of brawl. Batman dodges while Mr. Freeze is trying to freeze him, and freezes one of his own goon's legs, who he leaves behind. And like the other goons are like, hey, we can take him. And he goes, not if you don't want to stay. And this guy's crawling.
But wait, you missed the big part. When Batman jumps out, sweeps the leg, and then Freeze points his gun at him, but Batman tells him to freeze. And then Freeze responds, that's Mr. Freeze to you.
And then he freezes his Batarang midair.
Yeah.
This next part I'm really excited to read. In the Batcave, Batman has a cold. Batman has a cold.
Yeah.
And he took the frozen goon back with him to throw him in the Bacta tank, straight out of Star Wars. And I don't know what they're called in Dragon Ball Z, but Jake wrote like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
So he basically puts this dude in like a big old tube and heats him up. Kind of like a can of soup.
Can of soup. That's what this episode is going to be called.
What's the way... No, this episode has to have Batman in the title, because if you put Batman in the title, something sells.
Oh, you're right. Batman and the Adventure of the... Oh, well, we'll get to that.
Elsewhere, Freeze sits on a throne. It's not you're right of sorts. Mr. Freeze legit built himself a throne out of ice. Like the Iron Throne, but icicles. And the TV's talking, and he shoots it because he's a bad guy, because the man on the TV who runs Goth Corp is accepting an award, and proceeds to give the nuanced villain monologue that makes puns as his men make him an ice cannon. So, did you write the backstory, or can I just tell it?
I think I wrote it, but it comes in later.
Okay. Batman investigates
the supposedly late Mr. Freeze, Victor Freeze.
Yeah, and he goes
which is not spelled freeze, but it's like fries.
Yeah, like fries. And goes off to break into Goth Corp's records, and Alfred gives him some chicken soup in a thermos. Batman is sick. He has a cold. Just wanted to remind you, Batman has a cold. At Goth Corp, Batman disguises himself to get past security. Basically, he throws on a wig and eyebrows. You know, Batman stuff.
Because, and a security uniform. Because
Bruce Wayne's not the most well-known. May as well throw on a pair of glasses and an investigative badge. So he gets past security and into the computer records and discovers a recording of Freeze talking about his cryogenic pod that stored his wife Nora, so she could one day be cured of her illness. Mr. Freeze is a cryogenicist, right? That's what he is?
Yeah. Oh, wait, did we not talk about Ferris Boyle?
Ferris Boyle? No, I said he runs Goth Corp.
Okay, I'm...
It's fine. Listen, we opened and said this episode's not going to be good.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on how you qualify good.
Yeah, this episode's great. So, Mr. Freeze is a cryogenicist, and his wife had an incurable illness. And he was creating this technology to freeze people like Walt Disney who were sick and they couldn't be cured. So he could preserve them till later when they could figure out the cure.
Also, if you're wondering, Nora is just Walt Disney in a wig.
No, Nora's not an asshole.
Well, yeah. I mean, we don't know that.
No, I think Nora's always been she was a good lady.
Yeah, I don't think she was bigoted in any way.
Yeah, she wasn't a horrible monster that ended up making a corporation that has taken and swallowed every creative mind in the past 10 years. Moving on.
Fair enough. Oh, we're going to get a C&D from Disney.
Whatever. Fuck it. They'll probably just buy us first. So he's basically wants to cure his wife, and Boyle, the person who's running the company, comes in and he's like, I told you to fucking shut this shit down. I'm not paying for this. And then does he push him? I think he pushes. Freeze pulls out a gun. Freeze pulls out a gun, and Boyle pushes him into a table full of chemicals. Mr. Freeze gets covered in chemicals, and
he becomes an ice cold boy.
You see his hand on Nora's cryogenic case, and he slides down. It's like, oh, Mr. Freeze is just sad and wants to save his wife and avenge her. I don't think they never say that she's alive in this. They never show her post that scene. Later on, you find out she's still frozen.
Yeah.
But in this, they don't. So it's actually even sadder because all Mr. Freeze wanted was to save his wife, and Boyle's a fucking asshole. So as Batman's watching these tapes, Freeze walks in.
Wait. What do you think their song is?
Nora and Freeze?
Yeah. What do you think their song is?
I assume their song is a slamming screen door, sneaking out late, crawling through your window. Shit.
No, Dan, it is Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice.
I went with a Taylor Swift reference, and you went with Vanilla Ice. We're rough. We're a rough podcast. We're two rough and tumble boys.
Yep.
So Mr. Freeze gets the drop on Batman and freezes him and captures him in a Hoth-style trap, minus the Wampa. Legit, like it's like
He's the Wampa.
It's a scene from Star Wars, and Batman's like trying to cut himself out. So the Freeze boys attack the gala where Boyle is receiving an award. Basically, Mr. Freeze has been stealing all these pieces of a big gun. He was going to make a big Freezy gun. He freezes almost the entire building, and he goes in to kill Boyle, freezes him from the waist up when a batarang flies into frame, knocking the freeze gun out of Victor's hand. Bats and Freeze tussle, but Freeze's suit makes him one tough cookie. It makes him 3 times stronger than he normally is.
Dan, I think that was covered when I wrote one tough cookie.
He specifically said 3 times stronger.
One tough cookie.
With his hand around Batman's neck and an ice bun in his heart, it looks like Freeze has won. But fuck that shit, Batman whips out his thermos and smashes soup on Freeze, beating him. Boyle gets in trouble as Batman gives the tape to the news reporter, Summer Gleason, and Batman looks at Mr. Freeze in his cell as he holds the same snow globe.
Yeah, you weren't expecting me to write it like that.
That's fine. It's good. Everything was fun. This episode is 1000% essential, even just for Batman, not just for Mr. Freeze, because Batman makes a point of Mr. Freeze isn't doing things the right way, and this is the one time Batman's like, listen, you can get justice in other ways.
Wait. Did we ever talk about the creative team on this, or did we? Because
yeah,
I think we just went in.
No, I said it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Paul Dini and Bruce Timm.
Okay,
the dynamic duo.
I want everyone to know this is how I am right now. This is my life right in a second.
But yeah, it's nice to see Batman be like, listen, you can get justice, and he serves Boyle up on a platter to the reporter.
Yeah. Like he's very understanding towards Freeze in this, which is not the case in the next one.
Yeah, he's kind of Mr. Freeze does go on to become a regular bad guy after this.
Yeah, but it's always for the same reason.
Yeah, well, Batman doesn't understand how to talk or communicate with people. He only knows how to punch.
especially the Bruce Timm version.
Oh yeah, most Batmans. I don't think there's a Batman that's ever solved anything through communication.
No, there was one time where Jason Todd got sick, and the New 52 was when he was Robin, and Batman was like, no, let's take a night off. Let's get some popcorn and watch some TV on the couch.
All right, so just a roundabout. There's 1,000 issues of Detective Comics, which more or less is mostly Batman. I don't know how many issues of Batman there are, but 1 out of 1 billion stories, Batman wasn't a cock. I also don't want people to think I hate Batman because I love Batman, but I talk so much shit on him because he's not good at being human. He's good at being Batman, and that's it.
Yeah, no, Batman the Animated Series is so... It really feels like someone's trying... Like Bruce Timm is trying to teach Batman how to be a person, and he just keeps failing on the way.
No, I don't want to eat that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to Batman Beyond. Jake, take it away.
So, good old Terry McGinnis and his Batman...
We should explain Batman Beyond.
Oh, it's the cyberpunk future of the Batman animated series universe, which is just like all of the animated series that were made by Bruce Timm, like, you know, Justice League Unlimited, Superman, Zeta Project, Static Shock. Was Bruce Timm Static Shock? No, I don't think so. I just know it was in the universe.
Superhero Static Shock.
Never mind, we're talking about Static Shock now.
All right, this is the Static Shock podcast. Welcome back. Remember that time you rode on a trash can lid?
Yeah.
That was cool. So Batman Beyond is just the future of Batman. Terry McGinnis is the new Batman because Bruce Wayne is old and he can't do it. And
now, yeah, Bruce Wayne's got a cane. He's got a new ace, the Bat Hound.
Yeah, and that ace is great. Yeah, we'll probably cover...
Oh, aces are great. The Bull Mastiff is great. All the German Shepherds named Ace are great, especially the one that is smarter than Jason Todd. You know, the current one. And then there's Titus, the Bat Hound.
Yeah, but basically it's a really, really well-loved show. And it was really good. And it was fully original. Like, it wasn't based on anything, which Tim and Denny did a lot of original stuff with their shows, which was awesome. So, Jake, take it away for your episode.
Terry takes out a group of that is illegally dumping toxic waste into the Gotham Harbor. Or are they taking it to a boat?
They were taking it to a boat. He thought they were dumping it into the harbor.
Oh, right, because that was like the first thing that happens. Like, he's like scanning it. I guess some leaked. Then he kicks some ass, and then he asks a goon who his boss is. The goon's like, "Nah, I ain't telling you nothing." But then Terry sees a phone in his pocket. He's like, yoink, and then he hits redial because that's what these phones were. These were like, you know, Nokias.
Is he Bart Simpson? Yoink.
Yeah, no, like, the look of surprise on his face. It's like, wait, Batman's not supposed to look super surprised at a goon. But then he calls, and it turns out it's Derek Powers, who is the head of Wayne Powers, which is just Wayne Enterprises, but now it's got a partner organization or some bullshit. Anyway,
he's a bad guy.
He's also Derek Powers is secretly a glowing skeleton radiation man. Who calls himself Blight, and then as Batman calls him, Batman's like, "Oh, should have guessed." And then Powers gets really angry, but he's in like a meeting, so he has to call off the meeting. And then, you know, he goes in to talk to his scientists about getting his like skin suit back on, because that's what he has. He has like a skin suit, and you know. Dan, you got a skin suit, but
same. I was just about to say same.
And then he's like, it only lasts like a day now. And then a nice doctor, she comes out and she's like, "Well, what if I can offer you a new body?" And he's like, "Cool, let's do it." And this doctor's name is Stephanie Lake, who apparently knows Victor Fries, who at this point was just an immortal head. In his glass helmet, that's all he is.
Just a future helmet.
But apparently he got a new helmet after the last one got smashed by the thermos. later in the episode, there's going to be some more Thermos talk. I hope you know. And then, but Terry is with his girlfriend Dana at school. But then, as their school's letting out, he's like, "Hey, you want to do something?" And she's like, "Nah, you got to go," because she points to Bruce and Ace. And then they all watch Powers and now. Oh wait, no, I missed a step. I missed a step. I missed a step. So Lake gets a good old Jarhead, a new body, which is like a normal person body. It has no, it can stand in normal temperatures, normal guy stuff. And then Victor Freeze becomes Victor Freeze again. That is from freeze as in Freeze back to Fries.
Fries.
Fries. Which is, what happened to him with the thermos. But anyway, so back to Bruce Wayne and Terry McGinnis. So they're watching Powers announce that Victor Freeze is cured. And then Bruce is like, "Terry, you better follow this guy. I don't trust him. Victor Freeze is a menace. I need to put this in my newspaper. Wait, that's the wrong thing. Just follow him." And then, so Terry goes out as Batman. He's following the former villain. And the first thing we've really shown is that Freeze is at the train station, and then a little kitty cat's trying to get like a piece of trash or paper or something. And then the trash goes on the track, and the cat's about to lean forward, and then Freeze pulls it back, saving it from getting hit by a train. Villain stuff. So yeah, that's a thing. But and then he kind of Batman follows him to a cemetery where he freezes with Dr. Lake, and turns out Lake buried the head in a jar in a grave. But Batman isn't the only one who's watching him. Turns out a former, victim of Freeze.
Yeah.
I mean, Freeze killed his whole family, so I'd say he's a victim of him. But anyway, so he takes a shot, but Batman saves him. Because, Batman's a hero.
No.
But anyway, so Freeze apologizes to the man for hurting him and makes a vow to make amends with everyone he's ever hurt. So he opens a foundation that he names after Nora, which turns out he put his all his money in a trust fund or something.
Yeah, he took all of his money, put it in a blind trust, and over the years it has become $4 billion or a $250 million.
$1 billion.
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
But anyway, so then Victor Bruce doesn't believe anything Freeze is saying. He's like, "Nah, this dude, bad news. All he believes in is revenge." But you gotta think, at this point, Freeze has no one to go after. Freeze has his life back. He has a new life now. He's like, "I'm ready to move on. My wife is dead." Actually, we don't know what happens. She could be still cryogenically frozen. We don't know.
Yeah, him and Lake look like they're about to mac.
Oh yeah, I think that was hinted at. But anyway, wait, do you think she was macking on him when he was just ahead? Or was that too warm for him?
I mean, I probably would.
On Freeze or Lake?
You decide.
Okay.
Back to the story.
So Victor begins to feel the heat aggressively, despite it being 30 degrees and snowing. So he starts, stripping his layers off because he's got 9 layers. Yeah, he's just in public and he's like, I gotta take my coat off. Oh, I gotta take this jacket off. Oh, I gotta take my sweater off.
He's just not doing so hot.
And then he's gotta,
or too hot. He's doing too hot.
Yeah, he's gotta chill off. So turns out he's been reverting something in his cells. Because...
Did you say it's like his mind or something?
Yeah, no, like they're like, oh, something in his DNA.
Freeze is turning back into Freeze.
Yeah, so Lake's like, I need to do some testing. But Powers is like, yeah, just kill him.
No,
harvest his organs.
She suggested.
Well, yeah, no, she says, well, it's a shame that I can't do a... Wait.
She says, I can still get the organs. And she locks him in there.
Yeah, and then she cranks up the heat, which I had a roommate who did that once. Well, he did it a lot.
Knocked him out.
He turned up the heat when I was sleeping. Even in, like, 90-degree weather. But anyway. Where was I?
She tries to heat up Mr. Freeze. He doesn't like that.
Oh, yeah, so he grabs, like, the bed in there. And he smashes the window, and then he runs off. And, he runs off into the night. And then Batman is on the hunt for Freeze. Bruce, has no belief in people because he's old and crotchety, and he yells at kids to get off his lawn. Okay. And he votes Republican now. He has a lot of shouting matches with Oliver Queen.
The old lefty. All right, continue before we upset more people.
I don't care.
Well, I balanced it out. Last week I talked shit about JFK, so...
Yeah, that's fine. But anyway... so... Lake and Powers talk it over, blah, blah, blah. Currently, there's a heat wave in the middle of winter. It's like 70 degrees. So Freeze decides... It's hot out. It's a little warm outside. Little warm. You could wear short. Most people can wear shorts, but I can't wear shorts. I gotta wear this big, bulky suit now. But he attacks Wayne Powers to get his revenge.
Winter has
come. Batman springs into action. Mr. Freeze looks pretty bitchin'. I really like the way they animated his head.
I love that and the fact that they're like, oh, we checked everywhere for those suits. Where did you have it? And he goes, I had it in cold storage. It's like, you fucking bitch, Mr. Freeze.
So yeah. He attacks Powers, freezes him solid, and then he, kills Dr. Lake.
She gets murked.
Yeah, she should have brought a sweater. But anyway, and then he walks out with the police shooting at him. And then at some point, Powers turns into Blight, like he, becomes a weird glowing skeleton man. And he melts all the ice. And Batman confronts Freeze as Freeze is, going beep boop boop on a computer because he's, blow the whole place up. So he tells Batman, nah, kid, you gotta go. You gotta go. I got nothing. I got no problem with you. I'm just gonna bring down this building, kill all of these people who have hurt me because they deserve it, because they hurt me, and then I gotta kill myself.
Real sad boy hours.
Sad boy stuff. Goth Corp. It might actually be Hot Topic. Wait, this is the future. Oh, wait. No, this is Wayne Powers. Never mind.
Goth Corp. All right, continue.
Wait. So then him and, Freeze gets in another tussle, but with a different Batman. And then
everybody
Batman tries. Yeah, Batman tries to reason with him. Oh yeah, wait, no, I forgot. Oh, so Powers tries to goes after Freeze. Turns out he's not made out of radiation. He's made out of really hot soup. Because that's the only thing that could beat Mr. Freeze. He starts souping him up. He's like, and then Freeze is like, oh no,
I hate tomato.
No, it was chicken.
No, I know the first time was chicken, but this dude is not chicken. He's like green.
Wait.
Keep going. Just keep going.
Okay.
Just keep going.
So then Batman, Blight fight, tussle, and Batman's like, "Who are you?" Because Terry didn't know who Blight was. He just knew who Derek Powers was. You know, not Austin Powers. Derek Powers. Wait, God damn it, I'm going off. Sorry.
So Powers and Batman fight, and then Mr. Freeze comes back, and doesn't he
goes Kamehameha with a freeze blast, and he shoots Blight out of the building,
and like through the city into a lake.
and then it goes back to and then Freeze is kind of like on his last leg, and Batman's like, "No, we got to get out of here," and then Mr. Freeze is like, "Nah, dude, I'm going down with this ship." And because he froze the whole building so much that it's just collapsing now. He's not going to blow it up like his original plan was. But then he creates a giant wall of ice, and then Terry's like, "No, come with me." And then it just runs out of time, and he has to run out.
And then didn't go away.
So Powers also escapes. You know, Terry mourns his failing to save Freeze, and he and Bruce both declare that they were both wrong about Freeze.
He was just sad. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got. Mr. Freeze lives and dies by the ice.
Ice is nice.
Cool party.
But yeah, and then there's also other Mr. Freeze stories. There's like the future the Batman story where he goes up against a really old Bruce Wayne as Batman and Nightwing.
Is it the Batman where his head comes off and he's a little spider? In some point, Mr. Freeze's head is a spider.
Yeah,
I think it's that or the Mike Mignola story. But that's all we got. Please go watch Batman the Animated
Freeze
Series.
Spiderhead. Yes, that is Batman the Animated, the new Adventures of Batman.
Okay. Yeah, that's all we got. Our Patreon is live, patreon.com/supersons. Our website is at supersonspod.com. Find us on Instagram. We're starting that. supersonspod. Find me at... Oh, shit, what's my name? Oh, Dan the McMahon on Twitter. I'm going to be on Play Comics on May 4th, so after this episode airs. Chris has been a big supporter of the show. You should go listen to Play Comics. He basically takes comic book adaptation video games and compares them to the source material, be it movies, TV shows, what have it.
Yeah, I'm a little sad I can't be there.
Yeah, we're doing Superman for the Game Boy, but Jake will be there for the Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, and then eventually we're doing Aquaman, the game.
Aquaman is doing best.
Oh, that was a good song. Another shout out.
Yeah, I realized that I had to stop singing it because I don't know. I don't remember who wrote it, and
can't give him credits. There's another.
Copyright.
There is no. If we make fun of something, we can use whatever we want.
No, I know how. If you criticize or parody, it's fair use.
So we have another person to shout out on Reddit r/DCFU. It's a community creating their own DC universe. Big fans of our show. I found out the other day, and they're all writing different perspectives from different characters and building their own kind of universe.
Wait, would they appreciate my new headcanon that I told you earlier?
Can you say that on air? What was it?
That Red Hood, Catman, and Deadshot all are firm believers that Central New Jersey does not exist. It's just North and South.
Do you think the question's in on that too?
Well, Hub City's not in Jersey, so
he's probably still got thoughts on it.
You're probably right. He probably does, but he probably flip-flops.
He probably thinks it's a deeper conspiracy.
Yeah, no, he probably contemplates it a lot. Like, is really curious about how many people actually believe in that. You know, we know some people that believe in that.
You think,
I've heard people argue about, oh, that's Central Jersey. No, it's not. That's in South Jersey. No, that's North Jersey. Central Jersey doesn't exist.
What was I going to say? You think Alex Jones got his ass kicked by the question? Probably, right?
Probably, yeah.
Good. I like to keep that in my headcanon. That's all we got.
Yeah, no, we also only have one headcanon at a time, guys.
Yeah, everything else just gets forgotten. If you want to support us, check us out on Patreon. We'll do an episode for you. Pay us enough money, I'll give you Jake's phone number. All right. Till next time, I love you. Sleep tight.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Just chill out.